Alright guys, welcome back to this next video. We're continuing on with the 5M series here. We're going to keep trying to get through the rest of this pack here. Now with some of the other videos, I've seen some comments and gotten some messages. Yes, I'm aware that the audio was horrible. We did have some issues with our Go XLR as I was working on the podcast as well. We found that out. So we have since went back and changed a bunch of stuff. And we are redoing it all. I'm working on a Go XLR right now, actually off stream. We're still working on it. I am doing a bunch of side work with it, and we've completely switched to OBS Studio because that was part of it as well. The Go XLR wasn't allowing me to code it correctly, and then I was using one for the podcast. I was using OBS Studio for the podcast and Streamlabs for the gaming channel, so I could keep them separate, but of course that didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. So I will make some adjustments to the videos. I think instead of just going back and redoing them and messing up the views that we have, since we're trying to grow the channel at the moment, my phone would stop going off. What I'm going to do is when I get to development, our next section we're going to do is development, I'm going to just do a quick reinstall type thing for the for that side. So before I do the get into the development on each script, I'm going to run down a full reinstall on those with a little bit better audio. Hopefully it's better now. We had some issues. We had some AC issues that was showing up as well. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out, and the ones who have stuck through it with me. We're going to continue to get better and move on and do better as we go. It's all a learning curve at this point. If you guys haven't already done so, please, if you wouldn't mind, to like, comment, and subscribe on the channel because it does help with our growth. We're doing great on views. Our hours are doing really well. Could be better, but we're doing very well. Moving better than I thought. We're trying to get on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so that way we can continue to unlock more options with YouTube and have a monetized channel, so we can use that to help then build the podcast channel and so on. So if you guys haven't already done so, please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. The like and the comment is mostly for the algorithm. The subscribe is what we're trying to do, though, to help get us to that 1,000. And we do appreciate any and everyone for being here with us. But we're going to quit talking bullshit and keep moving on here. Let's get to it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on the Purge. I don't know if anybody's ever played it. It's a pretty good script. You can make it take over all the pets in the city and spawn some extras as well. You can loot them like you do like the Purge movie. It's a very, very cool little script. It's got a lot of options. They've added options since the last time I messed with it. So it's going to be a bit of an adjustment when we go through the development, and you'll see some of that here tonight. As I make this video, we'll go in, I'll trigger the Purge, and you'll be able to see how it reacts, and all that good stuff. So let's just take a look at it. I do have it already open. Now it does have a README. Basically, it's got dependencies, which we ULL essential. I'll have to get that really quick here in a moment. The rest of it, the only problem we're going to have is the ambulance job. We don't use the ambulance job, but we've never had an issue with it before, and I haven't used the ambulance job forever, so it's not really an issue. We use the same commands with OK's version. The T/revive, it's still the same, so we're good. But what we're going to do is I'll bring up their page, that way you guys can see who makes it, and if you guys want it, I will link it in the video description as well. So let me go ahead and switch pages here for you guys. Here we go. It is made by Dreams Weaver. Pretty good little script, I have to say. I was really impressed with it. They've done a lot more to it. It's got a lot of features, like it changes the weather, scheduling, it does the emergency broadcast with the horn. There's a chaos mode where it takes over all the peds. They put out life support stations, 3 spawned enemies, animals that spawn as enemies, supply boxes you have to break into. You have to have an item to do looting. So if you're purging a pet and you want to loot them, you have to have an item in your pocket in order to loot them. That can be a knife. Usually it's a knife. The mini game I'm not a big fan of. Most times I will try to turn it off if it's possible. I think I've always turned it off. It revives you when you die. It removes all the weapons from the players at the start. So you can set it up to where it wipes everybody's pocket. And then you can set up what's in their pocket, in their inventory when it starts. So that way everybody gets the same. And then you can load them down with ammo or whatever you want to do. But then and then when the game's over, it clears their pockets and gives them their stuff back. You can spawn NPCs to help the players now. That's new. The Discord logs, that's always been the same. You can modify dependencies, so the weather and all that stuff, you can change it as well. Let's see what else they've changed. I think most of it's pretty much the same. They have spawn boxes out, all that stuff. Of course, everything goes away. So anything you get from the game once it's running, it takes it away after the fact. Okay, and again, same dependencies like we said a minute ago. I do have to get this one, and then basically the install is pretty simple on this one. Make sure you have your dependencies in there. You don't do this. Well, I've said this 100 times. Don't ensure a script unless you have an issue with it not starting. Some scripts, like Gym Mechanic, you do kind of have to do something specific for them. But if the script is starting on its own, you're not having any issues, don't do this. Remember, just ensure the base folder, the root folder. Modify settings as you need them, and let's see, make sure it's in a folder. I've never had to do that either. We'll try that because it says something that's new. So for the UI and functions to work, it has to be in a folder named ULL-Purge, which is the name of the script. So that's probably what they're talking about. You probably just can't rename it. So that may be not something you don't need to pay attention to. Restart, and then here's your commands. So there's a purge settings, so it opens the UI. That's new. You can set it up to start at a certain time and whatever. So it's got a delay and a time. You can set it to end at a certain amount of time. So you can start it, say delay it for 10 minutes and then let it run for 20 minutes. You can make it spawn. So if you wanted to spawn stuff, you can make it spawn ammo, animals, supplies, what have you. The news, you can toggle the emergency broadcast to start or stop. Chaos enables the chaos mode. Purge score, that's like a scoreboard. I hate it. It comes, there is a hotkey for it, and it causes a lot of issues. So be careful with that, unless they've taken it off. And then we got Purge ELS, which is life support stations. So you can do the life support. All right, so that's pretty much that. Like I said, it's a really, really neat little script. They do have other stuff, I believe. It's been a while since I looked at their shop. So let's just take a look while we're here, just to make sure they don't just have that. Let's see. So we're going to do 5M. So yeah, they got a few things. Nothing really crazy. Starter boxes, which everybody can do that. I can teach you how to do that without that. The essentials, of course, we're going to get that. Signboard, that's a big thing. I've got one, but mine was custom made. A server watermark, Christmas event, notify, and purge. So they don't have a whole lot going on. What they got over here for Unreal. So these are some more. Okay. Anyway, let's get back at it. So what we're going to do is go back to our main screen. I'm going to leave that there so I can tag it in for you guys. And again, we need to get this. So what we're going to do, since we are using Visual Studio Code, we're going to click on that, and it's going to open it up for me back down here. And it says get free. So I have to log in. Hopefully it's not going to send it to my keymaster. I bet. Let's see. Let me look on my keymaster. I may have that. Hang on a second. Let me take that off the screen for a second. I thought I had it, but we will see. ULL. Let me look on my keymaster. I do. Let me go ahead and just download it. I don't want to get another copy. It's just a waste. Okay. All right. So I did that. And we don't need that. We can just stay here. All right. So we can just stay here. Again, pretty simple to install. So we're going to just close this. And then what I'm going to do really quick is go to downloads. And I'm going to open up this. And guys, I've been kind of experimenting with logo generation with ChatGPT. So you guys, if you are looking to do that, I would recommend trying it out to see what happens. And I'm actually doing it in the background at the moment. I'm working on another version of it. We had started on one, kind of a one for Discord, where I'm kind of like an avatar sitting in a chair. So I'm still waiting on a different rendering for it. ChatGPT is awesome, but it just takes a little time. So let's just do this. Let's open this up. There it is. So what we're going to do is put this in. I'm almost betting it's going to make me take that off. So let's just do that. Let's take this off. May still have one on there. Make sure it has no spaces too. So let's just check it again. Yeah, we're good. All right, so we're good there. All right, so what we need to do is figure out where we're going to put it at. Again, this is a dependency. My dependencies all go in one place. So we're going to grab this and drop it right there. Now you guys can do whatever how you want. You know, try it. If it needs to load ahead of time, I always say put it in the folder before it, before the actual script. All right, this one here is kind of it's a weird type script, because where do you put it at when you get ready to do it? So normally I'll just drag it and drop it in here, or put it in this one, because it's kind of a miscellaneous kind of a thing. So let's just see. Let's do the config. So we're going to open this up. All right. So looks like it's already pre-configured for QB for the most part. So let's work our way down. Framework, weather script, which we have QB, so that we're good there. Inventory, QB, so we're good there. Hospital, we'll leave it alone just because the functions are still the same. And I don't want to go in and change a bunch of functions and stuff out, because it still uses the same commands. So these are commands. You can change them if you want. You can turn them off. But this just allows people to start the purge. So if you don't want to use a timer or a set time for it to start every so often, then you'll have to use these. Permissions, admin. Now to do this, sometimes the person using it, unless they're coded in to the script as admin usually, or unless they're on the admin list, they will have to do you'll have to go into the admin menu, T/admin, go to their name and set themselves as admin. Now here's the notifications, that's fine. All this stuff is pretty much normal. You can change the weather. Time of day, you can if you don't want it to be dark, you can change the time. You can set the time for it to end. Auto start, this is where it sets starts automatically, so you can do that. The revive, I always turn this on because it's just a pain in the ass to do that crap where they bounce out of the sky. Okay. Is active. Event limit, if true, revive function will only work when the purge event active. So that's right. If true, revive function will run when a player is killed by the world or AI. So that's true. On death. So basically, if it's killed by another player, we're going to do it too, because it does happen. If you're running around doing craziness and someone scares you, what's going to happen? teleport. So we're going to take this crap out. I don't recommend this because it does cause a lot of problems. It teleports you to a spot in the air and drops you with a parachute. And if you don't know you need a parachute, you're going to fall and die. And then it's going to be a repetitive cycle, especially if you got someone new. So I always recommend to turn this garbage off. Oh, we don't need to do it that way. We need to do this false. Okay. Same thing with this part here. We don't need the parachute at all. So we're just going to turn this off. I think the point was to take you out of where you were at and put you somewhere else, which is fine. But they may drop you and you may not be there. All your friends might be in Polito. And then it drops you in a random spot. And then now you got to traverse back on your own. All right, so what is this? So these are just revive effects. Okay, that's fine. Oh, it's that explosion crap. I don't like that. I think it's dumb. You guys make your own opinion on that. Inventory. Enable, disable inventory functions. So I'm gonna leave this off for now, because what it does is when you do it, it takes everything out of people's inventory and gives them what you set here. So I have to kind of dev this out and decide what I want people to have. So that's the thing. Now this does give them items, so they need to have a weapon, which is a knife, in order to purge. So I always say at least give them the purge item. So the purge item is usually a knife, so, and a bandage, which is a good thing to do. And then these are items that takes away. Okay, the UI, this is just UI stuff. No big deal there. The EBS, you can change all the stuff, how long, how the video size, all the good stuff on that. You can change any of this you want to change. Here's the volume of the siren. I say test it a little bit. Scoreboard, I don't really like the scoreboard, so I turn it off. I just always do. I like the chaos, so we're going to turn it on. Okay. Discord logs, don't really care about it on this one. You can if you want. You just basically have to do a normal webhook. I don't really care about this one at the moment. If it becomes a problem where people are spawning it a lot, then I say okay. But at the moment, I don't see a point of having all that. But to each their own. I keep them turned off at the moment. But if you want to go ahead and code this out, you can. And then this is just for debug. If something's wrong, if you don't know what you're doing, again, don't touch it. See what it says? Because what it's going to do, it's going to go make your freaking panel go crazy. So we've done all we're going to do on this for my end anyways. We're going to save this. Okay. All right. Then we're just going to back up. I don't know about the version on this one, but I've always just took them off because it does mess with stuff. And you remember what it said. It needed to be in what kind of folder? ULL-Purge. So that's the folder it's supposed to be in. Now what we're going to do is it's going to go into probably this folder here. And again, guys, while this thing is doing this, if you haven't already done so, please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to help us grow the channel and keep continuing to put out more videos and grow as a channel as well. So we've got it installed. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to restart the server. So if you guys want to see that, I'll bring you down here. Let me get logged in because it logged me out. Oh, are you logged in, you piece of junk? Okay. All right, we're at the bottom. Let's kick it over one time. And again, guys, don't worry about, you guys, some people have said something about IPs and all that stuff. Don't stress on that because this is not going to be the end result live server. This is just the install server. So it's all going to be moved and switched over to a completely different IP address. And as soon as we move a little further along in our development stage, it's going to move from the panel server to a Windows server. All right, so it looks like we're there now. So let's jump back up here. And I've changed my Stream Deck, so I'll have to start it from here. Looks like I need to get a new Wraith system, so that's something I'll show you guys that while that's loading. This is our Wraith system that we have for the police. So it looks like there's an error getting the latest version information, so I may need to look this up, make a note, and look this up to see that. I've got to sign in over here. For some reason I'm signed out of 5M. There it goes. Where did I go? Here we are. Yeah, you'll get stuff like this. It could just be that they're not updating it anymore, the version that I have. So I may need to update it now. It's just probably what it is. So, because the version I've got is 1.3.1 in here, and they probably have made several versions since then. So that's something we're going to have to look at in development stage. So let's jump back up here. And guys, don't freak out if you ever get those kinds of things. Just do some research and see if they made a new version. If they haven't and it's working, you can continue to use it. You just may have to go in and turn off the update checker on it, because a lot of those have an option to turn that off. Because like I said, if it works and you're good with it, don't worry about it. They may have a newer version though that you can get, especially like the Wraith system. I think those are. I think I got that as a free item, like literally just on GitHub. So I'll have to look up that as we go along. Let's get in here though and get killed really quick. Again, we're going to go to the last location. I'm trying not to make this video incredibly long, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so we're at Legion, so I want to get to a place where we can do something here. Oh, and we was talking about the sign. There's the one that I've got. You guys haven't seen it already. Had that one made a couple of years ago, and then we went to reckless development. We kind of retired, get a life for a while. All right, let's do this. All right, guys, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. That's what it is. No, that's not it. Okay, I need something big. Let's do this. Because you'll understand why. If you ever played this, you'll understand. Right here. I need something I can get on top of. This should work. Yeah, that's fine. Just so you guys can kind of see what's going on before everything goes crazy.
It's totally acceptable for a money-making venture, but un-American otherwise.
And I'm not going into God mode. That's the reason why. Alright, here we go. So T/Purge. Start. If you don't put anything on it, you should go ahead and start.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
responses, at least put a comment down below. That way it does kind of help out with everything else, so the comments are coming through as well, because those do help with the algorithm. And if you guys haven't done so already, we thank you guys for being here as much as you are. But if you don't mind, go ahead, please like, comment, and subscribe on the videos. That does help us a lot and help us with getting to that 1,000. So again, that's going to end it for this one, you guys. If you have any questions, again, let me know. And we'll be back with another one where we'll probably start on the last of those R-cores and keep on the run toward where we're going to do those live streams for Kairos. So, and then we're going to get into development in its own, it's going to have its own list, its own playlist. And the ones, I'm going to go back, and the ones that we had some bad audio with, I will do another install on that version as well. And I'll put a note on each one of those to the new video too, so that way you guys can do that. But again, thanks you guys for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one.